Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the conference so far and looking forward to my presentation. So I'll just give it a chance to click over to 1 o'clock and then we'll get started. Okay, so off we go. So animation, what's the story? How do you successfully buy and explain an animation for your business? I'm going to tell you how we help our clients to put together their brief, their storyline, how to work with their animator, and the pitfalls to look out for. Get underway. So one of the fundamental must-dos of making your business digital is to create shareable content. I'm Ken from Bite Back Creative, and we're based in the beautiful Dearne Valley in Mexborough, in South Yorkshire. It's just outside Doncaster, if you don't know Mexborough. We love to create animations and video productions, and we use our skills as storytellers to help businesses build great content for broadcasting on their social media channels, websites, and to broadcast on their digital screens or Sky and Virgin TV using Sky AdSmart. Animation is very shareable content, and shareable content can be in short form or long form, and animations make great short form edits, so 5, 10, 15-second clips that are relevant to your customers' interests that can be posted on Facebook or LinkedIn, or to point to potential leads to specific landing pages on your website. Long form content that sits on your website will present the full animated story that builds your customers' confidence and helps them to take the next step and follow your call to action. If you think you're too small to make an impact as a business, just think of this. Try going to bed with a mosquito in the room. Yeah, I borrowed that little quote from Katrina Walter, who is a globally recognized business and marketing innovator. So thanks for that, Katrina. So how do we at Bite Back help you Bite Back? Just wanted to sort of show you a little case study of 2D animation that we produced. The client was excited to launch their new business. They needed to promote the brand and explain the services that they were offering to any potential customers. They needed to build an audience and attract prospects. And the company directors identified as an explainer animation as the right tool to use on social media to introduce their offer to UK logistics companies and warehousing companies. So I'm going to run through the 4 stages we follow to make an animation: the story, the concept design, the storyboard, and the actual animation build. So we ask clients to write out in bullet form the story they want us to tell, and to keep it really short. So the whole animation really wants to be less than 90 seconds. And being succinct is really crucial. So the way we advise our clients is to sort of just sit down and thinking about, forget the intro screen, which is the sort of opening titles and things, and your outro screen, which is the your call to action. But just think about the body of the text and what it is you actually want to say, what you're trying to do with this animation. Are you trying to raise brand awareness? Are you trying to sell something? You really need to sort of pin that down, and then we would suggest sort of just a maximum sort of 7 bullet points of your story, where you're going from A to Z to get you to that finishing call to action, or just raising brand awareness. So one of the things that we suggest is that you put together, it's really helpful for your animator if you can put together a bit of a mood board, just like a digital mood board that sort of helps us with the art direction. So, but if you provide us with examples of what illustrative style that you like, something that you've seen somewhere else, maybe one of your competitors or somebody in a different industry that you like that and would like to apply it to your business, things like your fonts, your logos, any imagery that you've seen that you particularly like, or that you've got in your own resources that you want to use. Also, if you like a piece of music that you want to use, bear in mind, obviously, copyright over everything, you need to be really careful of that. But if you're thinking in terms of copyright-free music, if you go onto YouTube and just search for music audio libraries on YouTube, it'll bring up a few examples where you can actually go on and listen to different tracks that are paced differently, whatever. Just go on, pick out a couple of tracks that you think actually that sort of drives my piece, how exactly the sort of pace I want it to be. So put that onto your virtual mood board and send us the links, and then we can see where you're coming from. I think the other thing to think about with your animation is about voiceover. Do you want a professional voiceover to help drive the piece? So as well as you might want to use subtitles in clips and things that you might want to put onto social media. So you might want to create some from your full animation that might last 90 seconds. You would have your voiceover that would drive the script from beginning to end, with your background music just that sort of lifting sort of light and shade and sort of popping in and out as it needs to accentuate something. And then, but think about with that voiceover, whether you'd want a male voiceover or a female voiceover, whether you want somebody that's a local accent or more of a sort of not got a dialect and sort of more sort of generalized voice. So this all helps get in the concepts heading in the right direction. So when we come back to you with those concept drawings, we'll at least be part way there and sort of on the right lines as to what's in your head. So coming to the concept, coming back to this animation, so the point of this animation was to explain to potential new customers the services that Smart Consulting were offering warehouse operations, and at the same time promote their brand as much as possible within the animation because they were a new company. So the concept, we wanted to show that the business was an experienced team of specialists who could help reduce the costs, improve productivity, and increase capacity for warehousing operations. So Gary, my business partner, put together these concept drawings just to sort of give a flavour of how it could look and to see what the reaction was from the client, how they felt that would work. So we wanted the animation to reflect like a friendly and effective workforce within a warehouse environment. So he created some 2D illustrations using Adobe Creative Suite, which is our preferred software tools. And at the concept meeting with the client, we showed the different character styles. In fact, actually, let me just have a look, see if I've got some more drawings down here. I can sort of share this with you. Yeah, so when I talked about the bullet points, this is sort of an example of what the client sent us. Just some very simple slides, getting down the information that they wanted to include in their presentation. So, and then for the concepts that we supplied and talked through with them. Again, it was talking through not just the style and the look of it, but how it would actually work as an animation. From there on then, we wanted to sort of show the character style, show the warehouse environment, show the color palette, how we could tie the messages onto labels and onto boxes of stock. And so as the story unfolded and worked its way through the warehouse, and at this point we talked about how to introduce their brand and logo at every opportunity. So once we'd agreed that concept was then sort of developing the full storyboard so that the client could see, once they'd approved that animation style, they could see exactly how each screen would work. So just like video production, really, before you pick up a camera, it's crucial that the client approves everything at this stage and is really clear on each of these screens as to exactly what is happening. So, what is moving, what is coming in, what is disappearing. And that's something that we go through with clients, because then they can raise any questions they've got. Let me just bring up the animation, full animation. So on here, you would see there's like 33 different screens. And we would, at that presentation meeting where we're showing the storyboard, we'll go through each of those screens and explain exactly where the movement is coming and how it's coming into screen and off screen, and how things are zooming in, zooming out, what information is changing over. This gives the client the real opportunity then to sort of raise any questions that they've got regarding the storyboard, and anything they don't understand or they don't like, we can make notes and go back and amend it. It's much easier at this stage to make changes. So one of the crucial things that you need to think about if you're working on animation and you're commissioning this from an animator is be really clear that any stakeholders that are involved in signing off the animation when it's finished, this is where they sign it off. So you need to be consulting them at this stage and being really clear with them that any changes, once this has been signed off, are going to be expensive. So it's much cheaper to make alterations here than to wait until after it's built. So moving back to, let's kill this one again now. So moving back here, I wanted now to quickly show you the actual animation itself. So bear with me, hopefully you'll be able to hear this and see it. Okay, one of the things that I actually wanted to mention before we get started was to say, if you've got any questions, please put them in the discuss panel or into the Q&A panel, and I'll pick those up. Okay, yeah, I've just seen this from Tracy. Sorry about that. I've gone a bit far. I should have looked at that beginning, so I'll make that a little bit bigger. Hopefully that's better for people. Let's see how we go. Okay, so I'll bring that over there, and you don't need to look at me. And we'll go on to the next stage. So in summary, we created, our client created a short story. We developed a concept style for the animation. The client signed off our completed storyboard, and we built the animation and formatted that to publish across their social media channels. So we created 2 versions, and this is again something you need to think about, that when you're creating your animation, you'll want the 16:9 widescreen version probably to go onto your website and sit there and be on your YouTube channel, so that when people click onto your landing page, they want to watch the full animation, that's great for them. But also you might want to have a different edit done where it's a square format, and that allows you then to maybe do some short edits, 5, 10, 15-second clips that you will probably put subtitles to and put that onto social media. So as people are scanning down quickly, it catches their eye on LinkedIn or whatever, they click through, they watch that little clip, but then they've got the opportunity to click through to watch the full animation on your landing page, where you obviously can capture details that you want to capture, like the contact details, etc. On our next case study, I wanted to talk a little bit about visual effects and animation and using them with live video. We had a client who was hosting their annual awards event, and as a part of the event, they wanted to showcase some of the key employers and major new business developments in their town. So demonstrating that local impact, had a global reach. So they wanted a version. They wanted a version of their logo to fly in from outer space and so land at Doncaster and Sheffield Airport, and then to carry on its journey throughout Doncaster, stopping at various venues across the borough, describing their local and global reach. And to create this short video animation, from our point of view, involved a lot of location filming, aerial drone footage, getting the appropriate permissions from the airport to film around that area, because you can imagine the nightmare putting a drone up there. So we were liaising with the local police, etc. And also then we had to incorporate 3D modeling and special effects typography. So that the whole thing came together. I'm going to show you now what that looked like, just so you can get a feel for the different types of animation that you can contract. I'll just show that now. Not sure if that's any bigger. Okay, I'll just take that down inside it again. Bring this back up. Okay, so hopefully that was clear. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about 3D modeling and animation. Again, sort of trying to show you some examples of the sort of range of things that can be done. Obviously, bearing in mind that the more bespoke you get, the more skills that you want to put into it. Obviously, the bigger the budget has to be, and the more money you're going to have to put into it. But let me go on to the next stage. Okay, so just coming back to the presentation. Just wanted to talk a little bit about, not that yet, we'll go back to that in a minute, but just wanted to talk a little bit about once you've got your animation up and running, you can take things from that animation and resource them into things like this. So this is an animation we did for Community Wealth Builders in Doncaster. I just wanted to show you this, how easily it is to open up, to create from the animation a series of JPEGs that you can create, so website banners or artwork for banners on other websites, advertisements and stuff, or things, headers for your website. Just trying to open that up and just taking a little bit of time. Oh, there you go. So again, you can see I'll quickly take screen grabs from that, resource that, create it in the right format, and then you can then share it with your website designer, platform builder, etc. Another one. It's a whole range of anything that you want to take out the animation, we can do that. And it's not particularly expensive. So it's a good way of making sure that you're getting the most of that, the most out of that animation. And yeah, again, things like you can use it to create social media stills or email signatures, anything like that that you need that imagery for. So going back to presentation. So I want you to think about how animated stories can help you and your clients, how it can help them solve their problems, solve their customers' problems, how it can raise their brand profile, and how to engage with prospects and existing customers. So I'm Ken from Back Creative. Hope you've enjoyed that presentation. And any questions? Okay, it looks like everybody's happy. Or not happy, maybe not happy. Hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And the technology has proved to be interesting. Okay, I'll just give it a couple of minutes, see if anybody's got anything they want to ask me. Oh, thanks, Phil. Thank you for that. I'm hoping that other people have enjoyed the animations as well in the presentation. And I suppose really it's just a bit getting your head around it. I suppose one of the things that people might be interested in is, well, what does something like this cost? What does it actually cost to commission an animation? Now, I can't tell you what it costs for every other company in the world, but we charge for the example that I gave you in case study one for the 2D animation. You're looking at a starting budget of maybe around about £600 to £700, and that will get you your concepts, your storyboard, and then through to the finished animation build. So that's not a bad price, I don't think, for creating something that is unique to your company, that gets your brand out there and gets you seen. But also, I think the other thing to just touch upon is, what are you actually buying? So you're buying your concepts, you're buying your storyboard, and you're buying the finished animation. But actually, what you're actually buying is the license to use them. So the creative agency, the animator, is giving you a license to use them. You're not actually buying the whole copyright. So just be careful of that when you are negotiating with an animation company, that you understand fully what you're buying. So, for instance, if you then go back to the animator and say, okay, I need something extra to go somewhere and use it on a different platform, so I need some vector files or I need something like that, you need to understand that that is extra work. Those vector files won't be ready and waiting. They have to be made. So there will be an extra charge for that. So just bear that in mind when you are thinking about resourcing your animation, that there will be, if there's additional work for the animator to do, then obviously there'll be a cost. But yeah, so I'm just looking at some of the questions that's coming up. Where is the best place to use your animation? Well, again, I think there's a phenomenal amount of outlets that you can use. So thinking about the just the sort of full animation, you can use it on your website. You can create links to send out in emails and get people to go back to your YouTube channel. So make sure you've got a YouTube channel, put it up there. If you're going to create a series of animations or a series of videos that you want to create a library of things for your customers to go and take part and look at. And I think also then the ideal thing then is to extract clips from your animation to then use on LinkedIn in your campaigns. So if you're using LinkedIn campaigns or Facebook campaigns, anything like that, you want to create things with it. And obviously Instagram, you can put stuff on Instagram as well. Well, that answers your question, Phil. Okay, so I'm finished a little bit early, so we've got plenty of time for questions. If anybody else wants to ask me anything else, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I might have rushed through. got two. I have got here. I can show you maybe bit of time here because you've got some other animation. I'll show you the one for the. I'm just showing you the clips from, which is the animation for the community wealth builders animation. Let me have a look at that. Another example of a 2D animation. Okay, so that was another example. And actually, that it was a good example because it's got on there. It's got the voiceover. It's got a local um, accent driving it. So I think that a bit more personality of the team comes across that you're going to be working with. So I think that's quite a nice investment myself to think about having a voiceover because it does just really sort of help drive the piece. And when you think about a voiceover, what's that going to cost me to have a professional voiceover? I mean, bearing in mind, you do your own voiceover if you want. You don't have to employ anybody. If you think you've got the skills, or you're a bit of an actor, and get the right accents in there. But a professional voiceover you'll probably get something for around about, depending on the length of the script, you're probably starting at about £300. So not the end of the earth. So just thinking in terms of how that animation worked as well. You'll notice that the way it's edited, the music dips in and out. There's a change of pace, and the the voiceover helps with that flow as well. So it's just helping keeping the audience's attention. So hopefully, Janet, I've given you an idea of on the costs. I mean, as I say, I can only speak for us what we charge. So your starting price for something like the 2D animation, you're looking at from about 600 quid. I think if you're looking at the Doncaster Chamber, where you've got lots of lots of cinema 4D work in there, a lot of 3D modeling and special effects, then obviously it's not going to be 600 quid. So you just need to bear that in mind. But if you've got something in mind, get in touch, and we can always have a chat and see what things what can be done for the budget that you've got. You're welcome. So I don't know. We've got a few minutes, so I've got another animation here if you want to watch it, and then maybe that'll spark up another conversation. Let's have a look. Let me have a look what we've got. Oh, this was quite a nice one. Yeah, this was for Power EV. Let me show you this, and then I've got just how this tied in with their campaign. This is all about creating brand awareness. Yes, that was quite a clever marketing technique that Power EV's marketing team came up with. So they wanted to raise their brand awareness. They wanted to also get customers to review their service and to recommend them by going on to Trustpilot and doing a review for them. But what they'd also done is they'd sourced a paper that had impregnated into the paper that they printed the leaflet onto tree seeds. So you could take the leaflet, plant it in a pot, and the seedlings would come from the leaflet, which stops a great idea. Really sort of nice environmental point that it was making. So yeah, I think that was a really smart idea. And then the animation obviously helped support all that and drive that forward on social media for them. So you don't have to sort of limit your creativity just to the animation. You can think a bit further outside the box. How are you going to, what's it intended for? How are you going to use it? How can you support it? Where think through clearly how you're going to, which platforms you're going to promote it on. Obviously tied into your target audience. Excuse me. The other thing that I wanted to show you as well was a little animation that we've done for people that's got their own little digital screens. So you might have them through your shops or in your offices. I mean, the fire service in South Yorkshire have a screen network through all their fire stations, and so we've produced regular work for them. And this is something that we've just done for them. I'll share this with you. So again, I think what I wanted to say was basically all the films that you've seen today are available on our YouTube channel. So you can go on there and look at the sort of work that we do on top of what I've showed you today. And that's that's the great thing, isn't it? Once you've got a resource, you can put it all over the place and get your money's worth out of it. And don't forget, you need to build in things to allow you to evaluate what you've created and how it's been impacted. And if you talk to your marketing team, I'm sure they'll be able to help you do that. Okay, so I think we're coming up to sort of last couple of minutes. So, is there any sort of last questions? Fire away. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed my presentation, and if we can be of any help to you, don't mind. You want to just contact me for advice or any other pointers that I can help with. Please get in touch. My card is on the network, so just let me know. Thank you very much, and thanks for your time.